George Wiley. People campaigned because they believed you were innocent. Nobody really knows. Were you innocent? They would have been woken up. Whoa. Hello? I am not gonna lie. I am a little bit frightened.
Exactly 10 years ago, the last prisoners were transferred away from this prison, leaving behind the empty shell of a building with over 2 centuries of incarcerations. The first prison on this site opened in 1793, and soon it was holding more people inside of it than it was designed to do so, already gaining a notorious reputation. It was only functioning in this capacity for less than a century when in 1877 the building that we see today was added. The original prison cells weren't completely removed. They're still below there, still accessible, but rarely open to the public. Daily hangings used to take place here. During the Bloody Code, there were over 220 offences that could result in a death sentence, usually petty crimes, a tough measure brought in to try and drastically reduce crime at the time. The first execution to take place here was John Smith in 1795, who was accused of stealing 10 cotton handkerchiefs from a nearby shop. In just one day, in April 1822, 5 people were publicly hanged outside of this building in front of a huge crowd which filled the entire area that a car park for a nearby train station now sits. Public hangings were done so using scaffolding erected beside the main entrance, with John Mapp being the first public one in 1863 after he was convicted of murder of a 10-year-old child. 5,000 people turned up to watch his death. And his death was a long one, as he turned his head just as he dropped, meaning that he had displaced the noose, reportedly struggling for breath for nearly a minute. After this, all future executions took place inside the building, away from the public. The remains of all executed prisoners were buried within the grounds of the prison, on the spot that most recently operated as a gymnasium. During building works in 1972, the remains of 10 executed prisoners were discovered, 9 of which were cremated, and the other one given back to the prisoner's family for a private burial. The fact that only 10 identified remains were removed means that many more were not, and may still be on this site. There are records of 70 executions taking place on this very site, meaning 60 bodies have never been recovered. 4 of the executions took place during the 1950s and were carried out by the notorious Albert Pierpoint, who worked as a professional executioner, putting around 680 people to death by hanging. But after retiring, he later admitted his views had changed and he was against capital punishment. When a prisoner was due to be executed, they would be moved into a condemned cell the evening before. Their last rites would be given by a priest, and they would sleep here with a prison officer watching over them as they slept to try and prevent any attempt of suicide. What they didn't know was that the noose was actually located just next door, a bluff designed to confuse a blindfolded prisoner who would not be prepared to only walk a shorter distance than expected, so that they couldn't anticipate it and possibly panic.
So this is it really, they would come through here. Final night would have been in a cell like that, and then in here you've got the actual hanging chamber itself, which you can even touch, the rope, and the trapdoor down there.
All executions took place first thing in the morning. Put yourself in their shoes. If you knew you were going to be executed at sunrise, would you be able to sleep the night before? The emotions in this very room would have been extreme. Once hanged, they would be moved to a mortuary, which is now located beneath the display noose in a room that is used as the museum entrance and gift shop. I'm filming in the current execution display room, using a remote-controlled camera slider to create these shots when I hear a noise, like a faint bang. Nobody else is here, and the original audio on the camera doesn't appear to capture it.
Whoa. So I'm just filming some shots with the camera in the hanging room, and a sound was heard out here. Hello? Can someone repeat that for me, please? Hello? Can you make that sound again? I heard a sound. It was like a click. Can you make that click for me again, please?
George Riley was the final inmate to be executed at Shrewsbury, but it is also the most controversial, as there has been a lot of doubt in recent years as to whether he was the actual person who murdered Adeline Smith in 1961. At exactly 8 AM, at the time he was hanged, a dove flew out from behind the bust statue at the front of the prison, with the crowd of supporters protesting his innocence, seeing this as a sign. The bust is a statue of prison reformer John Howard. Contrary to popular belief, the executions didn't all take place in the execution room. In 1869, an execution shed was built at the back of the building, but only 2 people were ever hanged here. The shed was destroyed and is now beneath what is the current gymnasium. And it wasn't just executions that were responsible for the majority of deaths here. The Dana, as the prison became known, was notorious for having more suicides than any other prison in the whole of the UK. In 2004, a report found that 43% of all suicides in British prisons happened in Shrewsbury. That year alone, 6 of the 14 suicides amongst prisoners were in this very building. And that was just 1 year. Imagine how many have taken their lives in over 200 years. There is also a mystery surrounding these deaths. When the same inquiry noticed that those that were ending their lives all seemed to be in cells on the west side of A block. One theory put forward for this was that scaffolding across the side of the building was making these cells darker and increasing the feeling of depression. Others believe that dark energy and sadness of those who have already taken their lives in nearby cells could have some kind of impact on these people. I've decided to retract these names as these deaths were very recent, but this prison saw a series of cluster suicides when 3 prisoners located in 3 neighbouring cells beside each other made a pact to commit suicide on consecutive days. In 2008, overcrowding was a major problem. The prison had 326 inmates with a capacity for just 178. That's an overcrowding of 183%. It was decided to close the prison, where it now stands as a museum and regularly used for filming TV shows, such as prison scenes in TV soap operas, as well as many TV dramas, including Time, starring Sean Bean, Celebrity Hunted, and the recent drama about Raoul Moat. The ghost of a woman is said to be the most famous ghost in this prison. She is said to walk from this cell in C Wing and walk towards the execution chamber, and several people have even claimed to have photographed her. C Wing was once a women's wing and later used as a wing for prisoners that needed to be kept away from the rest of the prison population, such as paedophiles, grassers and former police officers. And as the prison is now open for guided tours, a lot of camera phones have also picked up supposed paranormal activity. Before I start this video, please give a like and a subscribe to the Dead Air channel. There are plenty more investigations from haunted locations from across the whole of the UK on there.
I'm starting in A Wing, inside one of the cells that we know has had death inside it not too long ago. We're not going to give out the names of those who have died in this place because we know there are living relatives, family out there still. It was 21st century, so we're not going to start naming people, giving family names out, but we are going to try and see if we can communicate with any spirit that might be still here. Let's have a little walk around of A Wing. Now you can still hear people outside. There will be voices. You should be able to distinguish what is people outside with music coming from a bar or some sort of club here in Shrewsbury. Let me just give you a walk around. We've got all these cells each side of the room, this side, and then of course up we've got another layer up there, and down here as well we've got like a little communal area. Prisoners could have sat over here. It goes right to the back. Look at this, these are the cells. You're talking a little bed, sink, toilet, and of course a window with bars. Just go to the left. Let's have a little walk around. My name's Rob. If you want to come and speak to me, you're more than welcome to. I'm purely here just to have a chat with you. This must be part of the museum. So they've knocked a couple of cells through to make like a prison kitchen type area. Prisoners, of course, would have worked in things like this because they would have earned a little bit of money if they were good. Showers. If there's any spirits that have, of course, things happened in places like the showers, didn't they? There's that little cliche. Oh wow, we can go in. That was just the door closing. So they had well, it's still a working shower. There's still water coming off it. And then a place where they probably got dried, got dressed again. This is open that way. And slowly close. This place is massive. This is a more modern. Can I get the camera through here? Yes, I can. So you can see how what they lived with. They obviously had kettles, food. They can make food in here. The bunk beds just to the left, toilet at the far side. So they would have shared a cell with a cellmate. Get the camera back through these bars, like that. Is any spirits that want to make a noise? Can you tap or bang on something? Maybe the cell door? Mannequin. You will see some mannequins in here, by the way. No, they've obviously created some kind of scene where riot gear type people have gone in to deal with a situation. there's any spirits that want to come and talk to me, you are absolutely more than welcome. Now, I've been told that if you see a door, because these are the original doors, where you can see the lock's been ripped off, I can go in there and close it. Some of the doors haven't. If I close that door, I am essentially trapped. It will lock. It will lock me in. And obviously you don't want that, because I've then got to message the security. Is anyone that lived in here, that died in here? This would have been like a gate, obviously sealing off the upstairs bits and the downstairs bits. If you can, make a knock, make a bang. Just let me know of your presence. Was this your cell? Imagine going in here, having the door slammed shut, and pretty much being in here for hours and hours a day. You'd have gone out for exercise, you'd have gone out for, if you had a little job, but this was kind of your place where you lived. Now, we've obviously had capital punishment in the UK has been abolished for quite a few decades now, so people wouldn't have been executed in here since the last execution of George many years ago. So people could have just spent their sentence in here, which could be ranging from months, weeks, to life, which could have been up to, you know, however many years. I just want to show you as well. Can you see the net down there? Separating each floor, and there's one above us. That's to stop people jumping, which is obviously one of the ways that people could kill themselves. If they wanted to do physical harm to themselves, they could jump these barriers and go down. This would stop them. I mean, it would still hurt a little bit. I wouldn't like to fall on it, but you're protecting them from extreme injury. We're going up again. Again, we've got another one of these little gates, just keeping people separate. This is 3rd floor. And then this little thing here, which is padlocked, would have been where guards could have been. And as recently as 2013, people were incarcerated in here. Pretty much everywhere in this prison has history. Pretty much everywhere. Because, like I mentioned, in just 1 year, there were 6 people took their own lives in here. Can we go up here? Yeah, we can go up here. Oh, clicks. Hello? You can hear faint music outside. There is some kind of bar, club type thing, which I'm hoping turns the music off about 11 o'clock tonight, which I would greatly appreciate. This is the top floor. Yeah. Just going to close the gate. I read the higher up you go. The worse you were. As the local Shrewsbury boy racers go past. How annoying. Oh, there's another floor. What's up there? This place is massive. Oh, we can't go up there. It's padlocked. I don't really want to trespass, but there's another floor. here on A wing. And what's through here? More showers. So pretty much every floor has its own showers, and I'm guessing they took it in turns for the prisoners to use, maybe like 10-minute sessions. I'm not sure. I will need to speak to some of the guards who worked here. Now, a lot of the guards who did work in this prison have got jobs back in here again as tour guides, because they are the people who know this place like no other. I'm going to try and, I mean, even look at that. Just a door up in the top there. Okay, I'm going to use the geoport, and I'm going to concentrate on these 3 cells down here which have a dark history. 3 prisoners in quick succession committed suicide. There was a pact. I'm told it's the centre one of the 3 who arranged it. And we're going to try and see if we can speak to anybody. I'm going to bring the geoport in, and because I'm holding the camera and the geoport, I've got no light, so I'm going through darkness. And oh my god, do you know how oppressive it feels to think that somebody hanged themselves from this very spot, as they did in the cells just to the left of me in this one. Can you imagine the guards looking through? They would have looked through this very slit here going up, and they would have looked through and seen a horrific sight, somebody hanging, and would have rushed in and quickly performed CPR. Spirits, I'm going to show you a portal that you can use if you wish to come and talk to me. It's called a geoport. It uses electromagnetic energy, so you can use your energy. If you wish to say hello, you can use it. It's going to give you a little sound that you can talk to me with. So I'm going to just start by introducing myself. My name is Rob. I do know your name. Obviously, I'm not going to say it. Hello. I'm going to try and make communication with. Now, this is purely no disrespect. This is paranormal research, and I'm going to use the geoport. Let's turn it up. Can you tell me your name? You're telling me to get out? I'm going to stand outside. I'm meaning you no disrespect. I just want to have a chat with you. Why are you still here? Why did you take your life? Why did you do it? I'm going to come in. Look. The doors are open. The doors are open. We can come in now. You're telling me to get out again? Are you top bunk or bottom bunk? Why did you take your life? You could have done your time, you could have changed. It wasn't the end of the world. A lot of people come to prison, they do their time, and it changes them as a person. Oh, that was just me banging the geoport on the wall, sorry. People serve their time and then they change. There's so much you could have done with your life. Imagine coming out, you could have had family. You could have got a job. It didn't have to end here. Okay, you were going to do a little bit of time. But that wasn't it. You weren't going to be in here for the rest of your life. You want help? Did you ask for help? Have you moved on? Can you not move on? You can go. You don't have to stay here. Can I hear you make a bang? I don't mean any disrespect to you. I just want to have a chat with you and find out why you're still here. Some people take bad turns in life. Some people make mistakes where they get involved in things. But you could always change. Are you on ground floor?
According to the report, the man who apparently took his life in this very cell where I was told to is said to have barricaded himself in by pressing a mattress up against the door to stop anyone from getting in to help him. I decided to use the SB7 spirit box, which scans through white noise and is said to allow spirits a voice to be able to come through and talk.
Hello, spirit. Just me again. I've got a spirit box. I don't know what that is. It's not mine. Hello, spirit. Can you come and talk to me? What's your name? Did you hang yourself in here? Hello, my name's Rob. Can you tell me your name? Were you locked up in the day now? Did you die here? Was this your home? I'm using an SLS camera now, which flips the image here at HMP Shrewsbury. These are the 3 cells. Now it's flipped the image around, it's reversed the image. Can you show yourself? Can you stand in front of the camera? Was this your cell? Are you here? Was this your cell? Ooh, I'm hearing noises. I'm hearing noises. It's not outside, it's coming from inside. What did you do in this cell? Did you live in here? Did you hang yourself in this cell? Come and stand beside me so I can see you. I just want to see if you're here and why you're here.
I didn't capture anything on the SLS camera, so I headed over to C Block, which is apparently where the apparition of a woman is seen in the most haunted cell in the building. I'd heard noises in here earlier on this evening.
This is C Block, aka VIP Block. Now, it wasn't called VIP Block because you were classed as a very important person. These were where vulnerable people came, but also a lot more serious offences were put in here. People waiting to be executed came in these cells. And I'm going to go up there. We had some noises up there earlier on tonight, recording some footage for earlier on in the video, and I'm drawn up there straight away. So I'm using this area here as a base. Down here, can't go down there. It's the Georgian cells from the Georgian prison. But apparently the condition of them is really, really poor. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to show you where people were executed in Shrewsbury. These steps. In fact, right. Take a little bit of equipment up with me. Now this isn't as big as A Block. It's only this floor and those cells up there. But of course these were probably ones you wouldn't want to be on. I'm not going to lie. I heard something, like a whispering sound. I can hear police sirens outside. Hello, spirits? Whoa. Hello? 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 Is somebody with me in here? I can hear a door closing. Did you hear that? I heard something, like a whispering sound.
I could hear somebody whispering, even though the mic hasn't picked it up as well as I would like it to have. The best I could describe it as, you could clearly hear a whisper, but the S sound when someone was talking. I also thought I heard a dull thud as well, but this hasn't been picked up, possibly because my footsteps have muffled it out.
I heard something, like a whispering sound. I am not gonna lie, I am a little bit frightened after hearing that. This is the block where vulnerable people, we're talking sex offenders, we're talking grassers, we're talking ex-police officers who would be attacked if they were in with other prisoners, were kept. And of course, the most famous ghost story of HMP Shrewsbury took place up here. It's even got its own plaque on the cell door. I know people who have seen it twice on the same night. Oh, rattly stairs. She said to walk down here. The fuck? I can hear whispering. I can hear whispering. Hello? I'm literally frozen. I heard somebody whisper. This is it. It feels so cold in here. Hello, Spirit. My name's Rob. People see the lady walk from here. There. Did you hear that? There's whispering. Now I can hear a police car outside. Who's talking? Showers. I've heard whispering and a door making a thud in this block. And then through here is the executioner's bedroom to the right. He would have slept in here. Pier point. I'm getting a draft in my face as well. Cold breeze. I don't know what this room was. Whoa, automatic lights. Okay, this is more of the museum. It's got a cold rush. Oh, I've taken the wrong turn. And through here. Executioners that have stayed in this room would have come here. Obviously they're not based here, they travel from prison to prison. They've got a job. And then this is the execution room. And what they did was they were put in a cell next to the executioner's room. They would have slept on the bed, and a guard would have stood and watched them the night before to make sure they don't do something. But they wouldn't have realised this window was not here. They wouldn't have realised that they were so close to that. Because then they would panic, they would have blindfolded them, and then they would have walked them through. This wooden thing wasn't here, this is just here to stop kids falling down the hole. That's the trapdoor. They would have thought they were in a normal cell. They would have been woken up. Whoa! Hello? They would have been woken up, blindfolded, and they would have thought they would have been walking some distance to the gallows. They didn't realise it was literally 5 metres away. so they wouldn't have panicked, they wouldn't have had that last bit of panic before they went, but obviously they would have felt the rope going around their neck. This obviously isn't the original rope, but the morgue is down there afterwards. I'm gonna maybe bring some equipment up. I'm thinking we bring the jail pot and an EMF meter up. That means I've got to walk down this room. It's freezing in here. I'm going to go this way because I don't want to walk past that cell. That is horrible. It is horrible over there. Okay. Just look at one of these cells. What do these do? Let me set the light. Obviously I'm not going to shut the door in case I get locked in. I'm going to take a couple of photos and then I'm going to get the geoport. So see if we can capture anything on camera. I'm going to take a flash spirit. If you want to be photographed, stand in front of me. Flash. 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 Okay, I've got the geoport. I'm going to go into the supposedly haunted cell. When you look at it, look at the railings over the side, how they've got a little post every few along. Watch, when you walk along and you're using a light, I'm using a torch to see where I'm going. Can you see it? Out the corner of your eye. It looks like a figure. If you're not watching that dead on, let's just say we're watching it from there. You see something move. I wonder if that's what people are saying. I wonder if that debunks it. Is that what's going on in here? There's a spirit in here. Can you tell me which cell you're in? I'm going to walk past them. If you're in one of these, left. Did I say on the left? Are you in here? There's someone in here with me. What's your name? I shouldn't be here. Can you tell me your name? I've heard you before. How many spirits are up here? My name's Rob. I'm only here to try and talk to you. I want to know who closed the door before. There was a lady coming through the geoport. Who's the lady? Did you say Maureen? Am I allowed to stay up here? Did you have showers in here? Oh. I'm going into the execution chamber. Cold blast of air. Did you die in here? Who died in here? Is George here? Were you innocent, George? Or any of the other people that were hanged at this prison? Can you tell me your name? George Riley. People campaigned because they believed you were innocent. Nobody really knows. Were you innocent? Yes, you are. Did I hear you say, yes, I am? George, if you were innocent, you shouldn't have died. If you didn't do it, you shouldn't have died. Can you move the rope if you can? George, you shouldn't have died. Somebody else here? This room. Hello? Have you got a message for anybody on the living side? This is one of the creepiest rooms. It doesn't feel right to be stood in here. I know this is a museum now, so people can come here in the daytime and see this place, but it feels so wrong. The execution, that's not the original beam. In fact, I'm going to show you something, because this is obviously here for museum purposes, to stop people walking over the original trapdoor. But look up there. Look. Can I focus? That beam that runs across there, that would have been the original beam. And this would have been the cell where they slept under the watch of a guard. Would you sleep the night before an execution? Did you sleep the night before the execution? What was it like to be executed? Can you tell me? They put the rope around your neck? Did they count down for you? My stomach rumbling. What did it feel like when they dropped you? Because there would have been a split second where the rope hadn't compressed and you were in fall. You were free falling through the air. You would have been waiting for the neck to snap. Oh my, it's horrible. It's horrible to think. Did it hurt? Did you feel it? Did you die instantly?
I returned back upstairs with the SLS camera.
Who is the lady? Can you show yourself to me, please? Trip over it. I'm walking down here in complete darkness. Whoa. Is that somebody? Heading towards the execution room. Using just the infrared light to see where I'm going. This is it. There's the noose. Can you show yourself by the noose? Can you show how you would have hanged? Just to show that the SLS works. Let's try and map in it. There's a mannequin in here. Does that work? Yeah, and it maps him in. That's how the SLS camera works. Can you show yourself hanging? Did you die in this room? Can you make a noise for me? Can you tap or bang on something? I think that's outside.
I didn't capture much apart from a couple of stick figures on the SLS camera.
I'm going to do a spirit box session up in C block. I really want to try and make contact with whoever's here, whoever's up here. Hello, prisoners. Did you die in here? What's your name? Is your picture on the wall? Did you hang here? Hello, lady. Who's the lady? Who walks up here? I feel icy cold. Cell 3. Hello? Was this your cell? What's your name? My name's Rob. What the f***? Was that there before? Why is there a cat ball on the floor? It's one of my cat balls. What on earth? Have you moved? Someone's done that? Did you move my stuff?
It turns out the ball did not belong to me, meaning it's quite likely that another paranormal group on another night has left it here and I've just gone and not noticed it. In fact, I found in this bit of footage from the SLS camera, you can actually see the ball lying in the corner of the doorway. I'm quite happy to say that this has been debunked. I head downstairs to have a little look around more parts of the prison.
I'm in the reception area of this. There's a shower in here. A little explore. This is where they were brought in. Criminals, convicted criminals, we can call them that. Just tunnels and tunnels. Here's a holding cell. Is any spirits still lingering? This is where they were brought before they were taken to their new cell, introduced to a cellmate. This is a waiting room with that original markings on the wall. I'm assuming that's original. No CCTV camera would have gone up there. Don't think that's a real one anymore. This place literally became abandoned after it closed in 2013, another holding cell. Showers. Have a little look in there. Old prison showers. Get clean. Make sure you washed. That's just the door closing behind me. Boiler room. Not a lot of dignity, is there? I'm going to show you another thing that's just to close that. You sit on this. Anyone that's watching this that's been to prison will know what one of these is. By the way, I've never been to prison. I've just been shown around by one of the former prison officers. You sit on this, and this is how they make sure that you're not carrying things like mobile phones, coins. And that's obviously what this room looked like back at the time. Mannequin. So they would search everywhere, make sure you didn't hide things inside of you, and they would do that in here. Not nice. If you weren't used to prisons, if you'd never been to prison before, I could pretty much guarantee that was a not nice experience. More holding cells. What's in here? Imagine it's a toilet. If this was somewhere you've never been before, you just look at this little waiting room. Whoa. Someone make a noise? Imagine waiting to use the toilet. But at least you had a TV. A lot of people were executed here at Shrewsbury. Now, the ones who were executed in the new building, they were exhumed. Some of them were cremated, and one of the bodies, George's body, the last one, was given back to the family. But lots of people were executed in the old prison and were buried on the land. And that land was where the chapel was built over, and this is the chapel. There are people buried below here. I understand I'm going to have to turn up infrared so that you can see. The REM pod in the corner. There are people who've been executed in this site. I don't want to say on this, in this building, on this site where the chapel now was. This is obviously a very basic room. prisoners could come and worship. Obviously with a guard, you couldn't just wander in. There's a spirit in this room. Can you come forward? I've got a REM pod on the floor. Do you want to see what happens when you touch it? All you have to do is bring your energy down here and watch. I'm not even touching it, look. If you can bring your energy and do that, that would be really cool. I'm going to stand back. Kitchen area. Can you do that? Right. Through here. I don't even know what's up here. Hello? Did someone make a bang up here? This is the workshop. You've probably heard that prisoners used to be able to get jobs in prisons. Whether it was making things, providing a service, cutting hair, things like that. This is where that happened. The workshop. Hello, is there someone in here? Can you show yourself? Can you make a noise? Okay. It's all my stuff's downstairs. Let's what can I use? I don't know, let's use a voice bank. This is phonetical sounds. Oh, look at these toilets. There's random toilets all over this place. Use your spirit energy. So there's spirit up here. My name's Rob. Warning. What is your name? Were you a prisoner in here? Or you a guard? What is that? This is such an abandoned... Considering they've opened this as a museum, this feels just so abandoned. someone just make a noise? They've not like turned it. When I first saw this place, I thought they were turning it into like a museum, which they've done. But look at it, most of it's just abandoned, like bits of paper and just things left around. I feel like I'm urbexing, not coming to a museum. Let's go back to the chapel. More toilets. Am I allowed in here? Just shower rooms and all sorts. Can I speak to someone who was executed, please? Can somebody who was executed, whose remains maybe below this floor? Whoa, my... Whoa. Hang on. Look, my... It's about to die. About to die. Let's just put a new battery in.
And on that note, that is the end of my investigation in HMP Shrewsbury. That battery had not lasted very long at all. I could have gone on for hours and hours, which is why this video is slightly longer than usual. This building is huge, and there are so many parts of it to explore. I got so much, I was so happy. It was such a fun place to investigate as well. If you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to Dead Air, because we've got lots and lots of content and investigations on the channel.